Hi, I hope you are all doing well. So here we are in February, and it's time to look at the twos in the minor arcana. So let's start with fire and wands. And the first deck I'm going to show you is from the Thoth deck. And you can see how fiery it looks, and you'll see that we have symbol for Mars and Aries. So Mars is in Aries, and that gives you a very good idea of what you're dealing with here, the fiery, passionate energy. So you see the two wands, and dominion is the key word here. So it gives the idea that anything you want to do, you can do at this time. There is new life brewing. There are little snakes in the bottom of the wands, and they seem to be guarding an egg. So fiery, passionate, new energy in this card here. Now, when we look at the Rider-Waite, it's a little more toned down, in my opinion. So he's looking over his domain. But it, to me, gives more of the idea of planning. Planning is his next action. And I really like this is the Deviant Moon Tarot. Now, he is actively using his wands to extract the garlic bulbs from the ground. And not only is he actively working here, but I like the idea, you know, when you think of garlic and its medicinal property, it does really carry that Mars energy. So it's very well thought out and very well done here. Okay, now in the Cosmic Tarot, it's a lot softer, but it still gives the idea of strength. If you can see his posturing, even though, you know, it's very elegant, but you can still see his determination, his strength, and his confidence coming through in this card, in his stance and his expression. In the Bohemian Gothic, now this guy, he has attained some of what he wanted, but he is not happy with it. The home or his castle that you see that he has there, it's in disarray. And he's just simply dissatisfied with the work that he's done. Even this person here doesn't really seem to be real. It's almost like she's a ghostly vision rather than a real person. So he's unhappy with what he's done, and he has a ways to go. He's thinking about what he wants to do next. And now when we get to Mary L., things switch a little bit, and we start to see another side of this card. So now we're looking at a person who's very upset and worried, forlorn, because they are overwhelmed now by these choices, which path to take. So this person is really hung up here and is not moving forward yet. In the Ludy Lescot, now we see that in this card, the power is with words. She's holding a book over her heart. There are other books and letters and pens here. So giving the idea of how much power that words have over us emotionally. So very different take. And now in the Alchemical Tarot, this is pretty simple. You see the two wands on fire. And, you know, the idea being that, of course, in the Ace we had one. Now we have two. So the two elements coming, we have Venus and Mercury, the water and air element, coming together to produce something bigger than what there once was. And in the Tarot of Dreams, you can see this also has, to me, an idea of strength. You'll see those two wands. They're out in the cosmos, but these steps are stable. They seem to be made of, I think they look like marble to me. They look strong. And now we have an idea of choice here. Do we want to take that window on the right or the window on the left? There's so much power and strength here available that whichever choice you make, I feel would be the right one. And there's always a chance later to change that and choose differently in the future. So in the Mary L., it's a little foreboding, I think. So we have a path here that's sort of being guarded by these very strong, old, and wise trees. The trees have faces in them. There's actually a lot of detail in the roots. And you know, when you look at the roots are very strong. So it is still giving that sense of the ability to move forward with confidence and strength. But it also gives the idea that you just don't know exactly what you'll be entering into. So it's a little different. And the last card for the wands I want to show you is from the Sweet Twilight. And you'll see that there are a lot of people in the background here, all walking in the same direction. There's even a skeleton there. And this lady here also walking towards that same direction. And the signs say Death Valley, and they're all pointing this way, where everyone is heading. So the idea in this card is that we all make choices in life, and we all take different paths. But in the end, they pretty much lead to the same place. So knowing that, how does that now affect your choices and decisions? Kind of interesting. Okay, let's go with air, and we'll take a look at the swords. And in the Thoth deck, you'll see this card of symmetry. And in the bottom it says peace. And I think in some cases it's peace that has not yet been attained. And you'll see that we have the moon. The moon is in Libra. It's a little small. I'm not sure if you can see it. No, I actually think we just had that recently. Moon in Libra. So, yes, symmetry and peace here. But then when we look at the Rider-Waite, well, you can see the water is calm. Her face is calm as well. But for all the years I've worked with this card, I always thought how heavy those swords must be. Even though she seems to be having them quite balanced. They just look burdensome to me. You know, something weighing heavily on her. And you'll see that, you know, her arms are crossed here over her heart. So this decision that she's making, or whatever she's weighing out here, she's not using her emotional sense to weigh this out. And she's not wanting to be bothered by what she sees going on around her, because she blindfolded herself. Now, of course, you could say that, oh, she just is not seeing everything, but perhaps it's intentional. Perhaps for her to gain that answer and to gain that serenity, you know, she just doesn't want to see all the activity and doesn't want to just use her emotions. So she's going in a little deeper within. And you'll see something similar here with I'll think of it in a minute. Tarot of Dreams, but it's a little more gentle because, I don't know, to me she just seems to be eased into her situation. The swords are not as heavy. She is blindfolded. And the sun, of course, is obscured by clouds there. Isn't that an old CD, Obscured by Clouds? An old Pink Floyd CD, I think. But yes, so the light isn't quite coming through yet. Okay, in the Bohemian Gothic, similar posturing, but no swords. She's not holding any swords. Her face looks very placid, just calm, inward work. I like the Cosmic Tarot, what they did here. So this woman is sitting in a very calm place. It's the water, it is nighttime. The moon is full, which I think is a positive sign. That something that needs to be illuminated, perhaps it will be. She's got a companion with her, which is a cat. And of course the cat can see through darkness. The swords are in the ground, so they're not weighing so heavily upon her. But it just gives me this idea of patience. And, you know, when you're pondering something and when the time is right, that answer will come. There is no stress here. In the Grande Circus, I like this. I used the, idea of electricity there. It's a lot of fun. Now, when we get to the Ludy Lescot, we start to see, again, a little different take here. So she is not at all in a peaceful state. Her eyes are open. She's very agitated. Now, if you look at the bottom of the card, if you can see it, there is a white glove here and a red glove here. So we have the idea of a duel. But she is not dressed for a duel. She's in a nightgown. She has no shoes on. So clearly the duel is in her mind. You know, the two opposing ideas here are keeping her worried, keeping her awake. She has not been able to integrate the two ideas or choose one over the other. But what it appears to me is that she just is thinking over and over, that circular thinking, and over-analyzing. And that is one of the difficulties that might be looked at when this card shows up. And you'll see something sort of similar in the Deviant Moon. It's almost like one being with two heads, and they are both strong men, and one is just trying to win over the other. You know, a battle of the mind. In the Alchemical Tarot, again, it's very simple. So you see the two dueling swords here. But it's really a debate or a banter that's going on. And a banter that will bring wisdom, which you'll see up there, because up top there where you see the owl. So that denotes that wisdom will come from this debate. In the Mary L, it's actually similar to the Thoth, because it's just a beautiful symmetry here. So it gives, to me, that it does give an idea of peace and balance. And in the sweet Twilight, she's just sitting high above all the activities of daily life. You know, she's put herself in a very high place there in the air element, not wanting to hear all the noise, and has her sword up and is just contemplating what it is that she needs to do, and you know, what she will choose. So let's move on to the Pentacles, which is the Earth suit, or coins. And here in the Thoth deck we have change, it says here. Oh, let me see what that is. That is Jupiter in Capricorn, so it's also showing expansion. And you'll see, of course, the Ouroboros, the snake here, eating its tail, and it forming the symbol for infinity. And you'll see here is light, and this is dark, so the idea that these things change. Okay, and balancing that change as well. Very similar here in the Alchemical Tarot. A little maybe easier interpretation, just the basic gold sun and the silver moon. And now, you know, in the Rider-Waite, we've seen this, I'm sure most of us have seen this for years, and it does still have that same symbol of infinity. But, you know, he is balancing these two pieces of earth. He's balancing these pentacles, and he's doing it so well that he always seems to have them in the same direction. They're always right side up. So he's done this before. He seems to know what to do here. And similar in the Mary L, Anna K, where, you know, again, we have this idea of juggling. But he's doing it, he's entertaining people. He's done this many times. He's doing it well. People are enjoying watching him juggle these things and keeping balance, keeping them straight up. So that idea of work comes in. And that he's, you know, mastered that ability to juggle these different things that are coming up. Similar in the Grande Circus, because this is also his work. And you could see he's just an old hand at this, doing it day in and day out, keeping these things in balance. Very similar in the Deviant Moon. I think this is a great card. I just love the dancer there. I relate to that. And even when she has one foot up and one foot down, it is still, you know, her knowledge of her movement is still creating balance. Even though it might not look at the moment, she's still very grounded and balanced as she changes directions. Now, when we get to this is the Legacy of the Divine, I think it's called, by Ciro Marchetti. Now, he brings in there's a bicycle there. So, you know, that in itself has the idea of cycling, things cycling in and out. So that's very clever. So, so we have cycling, and he's still balancing those coins. So there's water there, so things are moving. It shows movement. It shows that idea of change that we saw in that first card. And through that change, how we can keep things stable and balanced. Now, in the Bohemian Gothic, they also chose to use a cycle. Bicycle there. She's not moving, but it's still bringing in that same idea, you know, what changes will come, or perhaps where are you disallowing them to move freely. In the Ludy Lescot, she's actually pining for someone here, a theme through the deck. Now she's holding her heart. She is missing another. But, you know, when you think about it, the heart beats in two rhythms. And I think that really works with this card. You know, the two rhythms can give us the idea of our choices, or perhaps even change of heart that we might make in time. So I think that's really nicely done. In the Mary L, okay, we do have the idea of balance here with the silver and gold coin. Interesting that they're at the eyes, because to me that brings in a sense of perception and how we are perceiving changes coming. Okay, and also in the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight, also an idea of perception. So she is gazing in a mirror, and the reflection that she sees of herself is really different than what we are seeing her in. There is an offbeat scene going on here. You know, there is a idea of perception as well. And I really wanted to add this last one. This is from the Hidden Realm, and it's just so beautiful. Out of this one root here, the two blossoms are coming, and she's looking at those beautiful blossoms. The idea of the two pentacles, and balance, beauty. Okay, so I guess we're up to the cups. My favorite, Two of Cups, right? So let's take a look at the Thoth, and we have a beautiful card here, and it simply says love. Now, if you can see, we have Venus in Cancer. The symbols are up top. So that is a very nurturing love, very sweet and gentle, and with, you know, the idea with the water to keep that it is a flowing love, perhaps a new love. In the I said it. How many times have I said this now? 3, I guess. The Tarot of Dreams, I guess it is. The swans are coming together and forming a heart. Still bringing in the water energy. Okay. The Cosmic Tarot is just pretty and romantic. The couple coming together. And I like the Grand Circus because there's an idea of movement here and attraction. They're swinging toward each other. You know, that wonderful attraction. In the Bohemian Gothic, it's a little more evident here that this is a new romance. They're just blossoming. They're just meeting each other. And you can see she seems a little shy. They're just getting to know each other there. Now, I do think the Rider-Waite Two of Cups is a great card, and because you can really see that they are exchanging the cups, the essence of each, you know, and through that exchange, something else is being created. Now, we also see the caduceus there, the intertwined snakes. You know, that does have to do with harmony and balance, and the combination of these two forces. And see, it is creating the red lion, or something else there, the combination of. And also, there are other cards that show the caduceus as well in the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. You'll see it in the background here, the intertwined snakes. And the couple, of course, is just enjoying each other and the magic that their union is bringing. And the intertwined snakes also does put me in mind a little bit of DNA and creation and what is being created here when these people come together. In the Ludy Lescot, you'll see her, if you can see it, her necklace is actually the caduceus as well. And this is in the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery. Very, you know, obvious use of the intertwined snakes. Now, the next card is from the Vampire Tarot by Robert Place. Now, that deck is based completely on the original Bram Stoker Dracula story. So this card is taken, this is a scene right from that book. Now, I have recently reread that. A few months back, I reread the book. So I can explain this scene to you. Absolutely one of my favorite Two of Cups. So this is, you'll see Dr. Van Helsing here, and he is performing a procedure. And his intent is to help this woman, Lucy, who is very sick. Her life force has been drained from her. And in order to help her, Dr. Van Helsing is performing a transfusion. The man here next to her is her fiancé. So you'll see, the blood is being taken from her fiancé, and it is going into Lucy. The idea that this will help her, this will bring some, new life force to her and bring her health back. Now, it did work for a while, but she does wind up passing away. And after she dies, Arthur here, her fiancé, says, I'm going to paraphrase, but he said something like, I believe in the eyes of God that we were married, that we were one because of that transfusion, because she had, we had that exchange of blood and life force. So I think that is absolutely beautiful, as the book really is. So there is one more card to show you, and it is another Robert Place. This is from the Alchemical Tarot, and it is just so simple and beautiful that the man and woman here are just coming together, and in that distillation process, their energies are producing a beautiful rose. So that's it for the twos, everybody, and I'll see you in March for the threes. In the meantime, I hope you will enjoy all the beauty that February has to bring. Bye now.